This is Scale Her Up, the podcast for female-led businesses ready to grow to seven figures and beyond. I'm Dr. Brenda Hector, business owner, business coach, trainer, and champion for women in business. I'm on a mission to change the stats and help more women scale successfully. Each week, we share real stories, tools, and tactics to help you build a business that supports the life you want. Follow the show and come and join our Scale Her Up Facebook community. You don't have to do this on your own. And with that, the door opens and two dogs walk in. That's a challenge of working from home, isn't it? So welcome, Lynn and Ruby. Yeah, the girls are joining us today. And along with Lynn and Ruby, sorry, Katrina, you were
No
getting
problem.
last on the list. I've got Katrina Walker from A Flat in Town with me today. Katrina, thank you so much for joining me on the show.
Thank you very much for inviting me. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I've got a fair idea that a flat in town must be property of some kind.
Absolutely is,
What
yeah.
what do you do at a flat in town?
We're a letting agency and
Uh-huh.
we've been going 20 years now, quite a while, and we manage properties in central Edinburgh. It's only Edinburgh that we do, but so it's a market we know really well, really enjoy looking after people's properties. We come at it from a position of being landlords ourselves. We've been tenants in the past. We're taking care of people, taking care of their homes. That's what we're all about. Yeah, trying to do it with a real care and intention. We say letting with heart. To us, it's not just a purely financial investment procedure. It's really taking care of their homes, and it's such an important part of people's lives. Yeah.
Must be really real job satisfaction there, helping people because home's so important.
Oh, it's so important. It's something I have thought long and hard about over the years. When I was about 11, yeah, 10, 11, my parents moved to Switzerland and went to boarding school. And home for me it was something that I always wanted to feel at that point because I didn't really feel it at school and I hadn't really lived in Switzerland long enough for that to feel like home. So
Mm.
leaving school, coming to university in Edinburgh, and I've never left, it did feel like home. And I'm so aware that I really want other people to have that experience. I want people to feel at home, to feel part of a community, to really, if they would like to put down roots, amazing. Do you know, we've got tenants who've lived in properties for kind of over a decade. If this is just part of your story, we want to make it a really comfortable part of your story, something you walk away and think, oh, that was lovely. Really enjoyed that time. Yeah. So it's one of the loveliest things is going around when we do our inspections and when you see tenants have really made it their own and obviously love living there. The plants are out, maybe they've got a pet, they've got their photos up. Yeah, it is one of the loveliest things. You compare it to the empty property that you maybe let them. Most of our properties are unfurnished. And when you see what they've done, it looks like a magazine. You think, oh, this is, yes, excellent job satisfaction. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Give me a second. I'm going to shut this door after the dogs.
Okay, no problem.
There we go. Yeah. So did you start the business?
Yes, yes.
So tell me about that decision then and that process.
So I fell into letting after university. I was looking for a temporary job. So this has been the longest temporary job in the world. I was just looking to make some money before I went traveling and actually started letting at a company. It was a small company, absolutely amazing starting in a small business because you get to see so many parts of the business. You get stuck in with every aspect of finance, the doing all the bits of letting and really enjoyed it. They didn't have many formal processes in place. So I started writing down what are my if I was to train someone, if someone else was to join, what would they find helpful? So I started writing down the manual. And then, yeah, the more and more you get to know, you think, I would love to do this for myself. I'd love this to be something I'm completely in control of. And I would feel like so much satisfaction. So I had a little detour on the way at the Scottish executive as it was then, now it's the Scottish government, knew that a big business was not where I was meant to be. I think I completely thrive on the human interaction with people. And I think when you're in a big, more corporate world, in an office and you're speaking to your colleagues, but it was actually people, the public, and being nosy and seeing around people's homes. I love that. So
Oh,
yes.
me too.
Yeah, with a business partner, we decided let's give this a shot. And I think the joy of it was we were in our mid-20s. We didn't have anyone depending on us. If there was a time to take a risk, that was it. And again, the beauty of letting agency is that you're not buying lots of stock. You're not putting a big financial investment in. You've got to get your systems and processes and a computer and a phone. And then nowadays you need to do the qualifications and things, but back then you didn't. You could just go for it. And yeah, and that's what we did. Absolutely. Yes. Best decision ever. It was great. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so do you think you were always going to be a business owner? Was that an itch that was just going to have to be scratched?
Well,
And
I
because
don't
that's
think it
quite young
was,
in your career to do that as well, isn't it?
yes, I don't think consciously it was, but maybe I'm quite opinionated. I don't know. And so I think that it just felt really comfortable. I just felt like I was in the right place. And I'm quite a curious person. What I've loved about owning a business is that if you've got an interest, you can pursue it. You can follow that thought and that journey and maybe do some training, or it gives you much more flexibility. And yeah, that really, it wasn't something I consciously thought about. I really feel like I did fall into this. But yeah, what a great move. Yeah.
Fabulous. 20
Yeah.
years on, still
Yeah.
thinking it was a great move. Okay.
Yes, absolutely. And a lot's changed over the years, and I've had family and life has evolved. But the business, we always set it up. We discussed this right at the start. There was always a 5-year plan. If I'm in my 20s, what happens by the time I'm 30? Am I thinking that they might want children? Do we need to grow it to a certain size to allow that to happen? Yeah, so that was always part of the plan. And so, yeah, the business has expanded and contracted as we've needed it to over the years.
That's really interesting that you include the kids in
Yeah.
your business plan. So
Yes.
I've just been doing some stuff this week about a lot. At the end of the year, we talk a lot about goals, and actually, your personal goals have to be really interconnected with your business goals.
Oh,
Yeah.
100%. We had a really interesting moment last year where we were contemplating what's next for us. What do we want to do? And there was an opportunity which came up, and we thought, how much are we wanting to go for it? Because it would have had a big impact financially and in a great way, but what's the impact at home? And it was some advice I was given because I was purely thinking about the business at that point. And then, yeah, so how does it affect your stress levels? How does it affect the time you can spend with your children? What does it really look like on a day-to-day basis? And actually, ultimately, we decided that opportunity wasn't right for us. It would have been great in many ways, but it didn't tick the boxes in the way we needed it to. Yeah. Then, yes, we just adjusted. So maybe that's not right, but what would be right? What does that clarify for us? And yeah, so I think it's always having this open mind, but having is the business working for your life
Yeah.
is a really important one to think about.
I'm
Yeah.
going to write that one down. Yeah. Is
Yeah.
the business
I
working for your life?
I think that as much as we enjoy our work, we really want to do the best we can for our clients. Our reputation's everything to us. We really like to go above and beyond. But also, I want to go above and beyond for my family too. You want to be there for everyone, just and enjoy what you're doing. I was speaking to someone yesterday actually, and he has a son who's just leaving university, starting on his career. And so we were talking about, I was asking what advice is he giving him, and that was one of the bits of advice that he came up with was, I wish I'd thought more about work in context of my life because I feel like I missed out on the young years. I feel like I didn't see my children when they were little. And I said, yes, that is a really, yeah, that's a sad thought, isn't it? That, yeah, that he has a regret about that. But yeah, at the same time, you can plan ahead and think, how can this work in a really positive way for me? If you just, yeah, take the moment right at the start, even. Yeah. And then at any point during the journey, because I think one of the problems when you're in your own business is you get caught up with the day to day, and it's rare that you take that step back and yeah, and think, where are we at now? And is this still what I want? Yeah, what would I tweak? Yeah, that's now one of our key things to think about. Yeah.
How old are the kids now?
16 and 13
Okay. How has it been, the juggle? 'Cause
mm.
it is a juggle, isn't it?
Is a juggle,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah.
For 16 years running a
Yeah.
business and being a mum.
It's oh, difficult at times.
Mhm.
Yes, I think probably like most mums, I have been that mum, the last person to collect from nursery at 1 minute to closing time, and you are stressed and you're not in the right frame of mind to be dealing with a tired child. And you've got to rush to get food in them, and it's felt like a real juggle at times, and that you're stretched in too many directions. So school starting was an interesting one because school hours are so restrictive compared to nursery hours. And you just think, "Oh, I don't know how women do this. I don't know how women do it when they own their own business. I don't know how they do it in regular employments under any contract. I just don't get how we're supposed to do this all because you're working a lot in the evenings. You're trying to squeeze work in. There's so many times when my children knew that they couldn't interrupt me on the phone. That was just unacceptable
Mhm.
because it was a work call. They know my work tone of voice. Yeah. So the other side of this, though, is I've been incredibly lucky because my business partner also has children, and it was one of our discussions, and we work the same hours, just maybe sometimes slightly different at different times. But we always wanted to be the ones who could pick up our children from school, or if a child's ill, you want to be there. You don't want to be calling in all the favors so they can that yeah, someone else is
Mhm.
helping out. My parents still they don't live in the city. I don't have that support here. And yeah, I think that I have a lot of sympathy for women generally because you can feel like you're failing at work and failing at home, or you can see it that you're doing the best you can in both environments. And yes, you just have to muddle through and you're going to muck up sometimes. I think there's probably moments where we've all probably shouted at the children and it's nothing to do, it's been the straw that broke the camel's back that your child said something, and that it's actually just the stress of
One is at the front door.
This will be a bit that I'm going to cut out. Give
that's
me a
absolutely
second.
fine.
Do you know, maybe I won't cut it out. I'll just cut out the quiet bit because
Okay.
it's the week before Christmas and Mum works from home. Therefore, she's here to receive everybody's Christmas presents.
Everybody and your best friends with the Amazon delivery driver.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I know. I think though, when you've got your own business and you can choose the bits that, maybe you can squeeze in, maybe you can see your child's nursery performance. You can just arrange your day in a way that suits you and book these things in. I think that's been such a privilege. And I don't think I would have had the same flexibility if I didn't run my own business. But then in the office, though, one of our colleagues is a mother, and we want her to have that same flexibility. So it has actually informed the way we run this as a business. Yeah, it's family does come first.
It has to.
It
It
has
has
to.
to. Yeah.
Yes.
There's a couple of things I'm thinking there.
Yeah.
Before I was rudely interrupted, you were talking about the difficulty of school. I think the
Yeah.
school system was set up decades ago.
Oh, yes.
Mothers were at home.
Yeah.
And if actually, no, it's not fit for purpose now because
No.
no very few families can afford to have only one breadwinner, and there are many families that only have one parent. So
Yeah.
actually, having a school finishing at 3 o'clock is just not,
Oh, it's a nightmare.
yeah,
And if a drop-off's at 9 o'clock, well, I'm supposed to be in work then. That doesn't work. And then in Edinburgh, it's half days on a Friday. And so
oh, that's frustrating.
it's
Yeah.
yeah. So I know many women who don't work on a Friday because by the time they drop the child off, and then you have to get back for maybe 12:20, you've got
Yeah.
nothing done.
Yeah.
Yes. And so it's been a very difficult conversation when they've had children about, I'm going to need to work part-time. I can't actually do this full-time. Childcare's so expensive anyway. There's a lot of factors there, but it's a real barrier, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so. But then you're saying that you've the flexibility that's afforded to you because you're the business owner, you're your own boss.
Yes.
That
Yeah.
comes up so often in these conversations that I'm
Oh, yeah.
having on the podcast that the reason I'm self-employed,
Yeah.
maybe not building an empire and scaling their business, but self-employment is the first step. Yeah, and that often that is driven by
Yes.
family circumstance.
Absolutely. I can see that completely. And there's so many women who I think start or have the idea of their business when they're on maternity leave. because they just can't see how their life could be the same going
Mhm.
forward with the same work hours. And they plan B. What's plan B?
Yeah.
What could I do? So yes, I think it forces us to be maybe a bit more creative with how
Yeah.
we envisage our careers. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then for you as an employer,
Yeah.
you're giving that flexibility to your staff now because you know how important it is. And
Yes.
I think you get more back from the staff that you
Oh,
give that flexibility to,
it's
don't you?
brilliant.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, you do. And what is it they say? If you want a job done, give it to a busy woman.
Mhm.
I just think we've had a couple of mothers over the years who have just been phenomenal, amazing employees. They churn through the work, really focused on what the priorities are. You just don't have time for the nonsense. Yeah. So yeah, this love it. I do think it's a really valuable asset to a team, for sure. Yeah. And maybe this is the job we do. If we have student lets in, you can slip into mum mode sometimes. We really need to tidy this up.
No, as the mum of two students currently living in Edinburgh, I'm really
Yeah.
pleased to hear that.
Well, it's brilliant because quite often the students instantly slip into child mode.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, that's no problem. Yeah, it's an asset.
You've mentioned your business partner a couple of times there.
Yes.
One of the
Yeah.
questions I often ask is who's supported you? I
Yeah.
guess the business partner is a big part of that.
Yeah.
Is it in hindsight you're going, that was a good choice, or did you know when you started that they were the
I'm not sure I've had the confidence to do it on my own.
okay.
I
Yeah.
think supporting each other, yes. And starting the business came at a time my husband was in full-time work. After university, he'd done a series of temporary jobs, struggling to find work, and then he'd found something permanent. And so at that point, he was like, actually, it's your time. If we're not going to earn income for a few months, a couple of years, you never know. This is a great time. So my husband, amazing support. And yes, so I would say, yeah, so Sally's my business partner. She and my husband, just brilliant. Don't know what I'd do without them. And then there's the next layer of support, which is it's great. It's all the people you bounce your ideas off, your friends, who you can have a moan to, or what would you do in this situation? I have an amazing friend who's a deputy head teacher. She is just phenomenal on straight talking advice. She's my go-to for, yeah, this is a complex situation because we deal with people all the time. We're encountering new situations all the time. No, you could never predict what your day is going to look like, which I love. But occasionally I think to myself, if you've done all the training in the world, yes, what are you supposed to do here? She's my go-to for that. Yeah, yeah. I think that this last year we've been doing a lot more networking. It was a conscious decision, 20th year in business, and what are we going to do next with the business? And we've been super lucky over the years that a lot of our clients really have spread the they've done the marketing for us. We've never really
Yeah.
done any active marketing. And the climate's changed with letting over the last few years and legislation's changed. And we thought maybe we do need to put ourselves out there. And we both quite enjoy chatting, meeting new people. This could play to our strengths. And we've met some incredible people with some, yeah, really valuable support actually. Fresh insights on what are we doing, step back, what's important, but even chatting to women who have said, have you considered doing this free online course on AI, for example, or data systems, or things that push you a little bit? No, I haven't thought about doing that. I have no idea what you're talking about. Yeah.
So it's sounding to me like you're just
Yeah.
telling me about the benefit of getting out of your business now and
Yes.
again. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. And I think that th- it's very easy to get stuck in a wee rut, in a comfortable bubble. And what surprised me, because I thought I'd be quite nervous about pushing myself out there and trying that wee bit harder. But actually, gosh, it can be really energizing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really can give you that boost you need. And a lovely thing is when you're telling people about your business and you're selling what you do, and when people have a positive reaction. Wow, that's amazing. That's 20 years. And you think, gosh, I haven't thought about it that way. But yes, do you know,
Well,
I'm
think about
proud
the
of us.
statistics. How many businesses actually survive to 20 years?
Yes. And
It's low. Yeah, very well done.
thank you. Thank you. I'm learning to say thank you and not try and downplay it.
Tell me about your team then.
Yeah.
I've had a peek on your website.
Yes.
It looks like you've got an all female
Female.
team.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. absolutely brilliant. The team is phenomenal. So we haven't always just had females. We've have employed males before, but actually what's really worked well is I think we're all on the same page. We're all very different people, but we all really want to do a good job. We all care about what we're doing, and it's it's about doing a really good job properly, not just rushing through the work. So when you find that team, and we have them, and we're all a support for each other, we come in the morning, we'll have the moans about what's happening in our lives. We'll talk about what's on TV, what are we all watching. It feels like we're a unit, and that is great. I've been asked before that sometimes an all-female team, there can be a funny dynamic or that some people are left out. I don't think our team's big enough for that. I think, yeah, it's a nice place to come into work. And if you're having a rubbish day, you can just say, I'm so sorry, I'm having a rubbish day. And they're all there to lift you up, which is great. So,
Well, sounds like you've got a great team there,
yeah,
a well-gelled, high-performing team.
yeah.
I guess that's not always been like that. Have there been
No,
some
been
mistakes
hiccups.
you've made in the team building?
Yes, we have, Sally and I would say we've probably made mistakes hiring before. The thing we've been learning over the years is really to go with your gut on who you're hiring, and that the right fit is maybe more important than background of what they've been doing.
Absolutely, because you can
Yeah.
train them in the
Yes.
in the skills, but you can't train an
Yes.
attitude into them, can you?
That's right. So, and I have been told before that by an employee that women shouldn't be working and that we're causing problems in society by working. And do you know that we've had a lot of hiccups, let's say, along the way.
For anybody who's listening and not watching the video, my face must have been a picture there. Yeah.
Yes, when I came back and I was telling the children about it at the end of that day, and I was like, you'll never believe what he said to me. And none of us could believe. I was so shocked at the time. I didn't really know what to say, other than I think we'll have to agree to disagree on this one. Yeah. So
How long did he last as an employee after that?
I don't know, maybe a month or so.
Mm. Yeah,
Yes.
just not the right fit for your business, evidently. Yeah.
Not the right fit. No, no. And I think we've had people, because we were quite young when we started, who've maybe struggled to have any kind of direction from a young female. That's,
That's interesting, actually. And so you've experienced prejudice from your staff.
yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Not just from the industry or from your customers,
no.
but
And
from,
both to those as well.
yeah,
But
well, I would expect, yes.
yes, yes, yes. So that has been an interesting one over the years. And we found it quite difficult to navigate.
I'm sure. Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
because
about
it's
to
very
ask how did you navigate that then?
it's quite a difficult one because you don't want to put a step wrong as an employer, and my natural reaction might be to try and argue back, but you feel like you do have to. Right, I need to think about this. I need to work on it. But actually, the best thing probably we did maybe almost 10 years ago is get an outside HR company to keep us, so we can call them and say this is the situation. And what they've been absolutely amazing at is, well, this is the legal situation, and here's some practical advice to try and avoid the legal side of things. These are some conversations you might have to put down boundaries or to explain what's happening. We had one employee who set up his own business while he was working for us, but we knew about it, but only from social media, not from him. And how do we navigate this?
Yeah.
What's the right conversation to have if you're taking every Monday off because we know you've been working all weekend? But we're not supposed to know that. So yes, it's been really interesting. But the HR company really have been phenomenal. And that was actually a massive weight lifted. There's not many things we outsource as a business, but having a great accountant, HR, and legal advice is perfect. Yeah, you can spend all the time you want in the world Googling, can't you? And you can to try and see what other people say, but you need to do it properly. It needs to be, there's
And
too much comeback if you get
yeah,
it
when
wrong.
it's legal or
Yeah.
legislative, then you need to take and I guess your industry is very regulated.
Yes,
And
it
like you
is.
said, it wasn't so regulated when you started. Has that been a difficult journey to
Well,
navigate?
we decided right from the beginning that the industry was already becoming more regulated. So what we should always do, if you stick to best practice, not bare minimum, keep it at best practice, and then every change that's come in has actually really reflected what we were doing already. And then, so we're always upping our game, whatever is coming in. So none of the big changes have been massively scary. It was very odd going to do our qualification because I hadn't studied in years. And my goodness, studying has changed because back in my day, we went to the library and you looked at books and journals and that kind of thing. So yes, everything being online was interesting. But yeah, I mean, we are always doing CPD because we have to as part of our accreditation and registration with the government. So that's actually been very good. I think it's a real bonus to keep us on top of things at all times. Yeah, but certainly I do recommend doing things to best practice. I think
I've written that down as well.
yeah,
Best practice, not bare minimum, because the new
yeah,
legislation is raising the bare minimum, isn't it?
yes.
So yeah.
Yeah. And do you know, I think we've always been about this. We want to do a really good job. We want people to walk away and think, great, that is exactly what I wanted. Or even better than I was expecting. That's what we're aiming for. That's a bit that probably gives us job satisfaction.
It's
There's,
also why you haven't needed to do any marketing because people tell people when they've had a good
yes.
experience. Yeah.
Yeah, but you can't rely on that, and so this is why we thought we'll go and speak to some people and start making more connections. And what's been amazing, actually, you realise Edinburgh's a small city as these things go. You're only ever maybe two steps away from any other person. The amount of people you meet, and you think, oh, we both know so and so, or yeah, you realise actually that you are part of a network that you hadn't thought you were, if that makes sense. That there's now, if I had a question about how to handle something, that there's probably several people I could reach out to and say, what have you done? And would you mind sharing your experience?
Do you regret not networking earlier?
Yes, probably. Yes. I thought it would be more painful than it is. I am not a natural self-promoting person. I've been trying to train myself not to talk myself down. I find it really difficult to sell our service, you know, to say that we're good. And unashamedly, I think we do a really good job. And to me, I always thought that networking would be full of people just, I don't know, wanting to talk about themselves. I was so wrong. It's absolutely
Actually,
not that.
rooms full of people suffering imposter syndrome, just the same as you and me.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. And what's been really lovely, and I hadn't really expected this, is that I've been meeting women who are just starting out on their journey and have been interested in what I have to say. That sounds terrible, doesn't it? But someone was thinking about, should I be starting a business by myself or with a business partner? And I was saying, I've enjoyed the experience so much, but the one thing I would advise is a business partner who's got the same maybe work ethic as you, the same approach to business as you. That's the important bit. And talk about everything. Always be honest, never hide anything. And then an amazing support for you. And it was, yeah, that gave me a bit of a buzz, a bit of a glow. And you think, hopefully, that's a positive impact in someone's life that whether they do it or not, you've been helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, no, well done you. I think it's great. If you could go back and meet your 18-year-old self,
yes,
what advice would you give her?
definitely start networking. Realize how wide your support network can be. I think that's really good. Something I've been terrible about over the years is probably realizing when I am pushing myself to my limit. Your body quite often has a way of telling you when you've done too much. I've had shingles, I get migraines, and that's always coincided with something. I've pushed myself too much. I've been working all hours. I think particularly at the beginning of a business journey, you do work all hours. You're trying to grow something. You're trying to be the best you can possibly be. But I don't think you can do that if you're not taking rest time. And I think it's really important to be able to step back. The other thing is, I think it's been really helpful in life, actually. So when we did our business plan, without meaning to, we thought it was a bit pie in the sky. I'm just making things up. What's going to happen in 5 years? I have no idea. So you put something down. But actually, we really did hit nearly all those targets. And having a slight plan in life 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, whatever that might be, can really help point you in the right direction. It, yeah, we started 2025. We set ourselves a target. We never thought we were going to meet it. We were quite ambitious with it. We're almost there. And it's just been it's really been a surprise. We haven't done it enough, I don't think. So I would be encouraging my younger self, actually, yeah, think ahead. What is it you want? What does a good life look like in 5 years' time to you? Yeah. So those are probably the things that come to the top of my mind. I've probably got a million others. I would just turn
Oh
back.
yeah, if you met her, you could just sit down and have a coffee and really
Yeah,
have a good
I
have a
know.
good chat.
What
Yeah, but
what's interesting though is if I had said any of this to my daughter, she'd be, yeah, mum. She would just ignore me.
well, that's the question. Actually, would 18-year-old you have listened? That
No, probably not.
what's the plan now? Thinking ahead,
Yes,
a flat in town, what does the future hold?
we've had such a lovely year, taking on some new clients, speaking to loads of people. I think actually what we would like to see in the next year or so is really building on this momentum. I feel like feeling this positive about work is great. It's you can go through peaks and troughs. So I would love to see going forward a bit of growth, more positivity, just really enjoying the job, enjoying life. That's my plan. It's a bit vague. Got to pin down the details.
It's the perfect time of year to be doing that, though. Yeah.
It is. We had, this was on the advice of someone this year, write down your targets. We have it on the wall and we've been adding to it, ticking things off so the whole team can see. And so I think that is next on our to-do list. We should do this for 2026. Yeah, and then we're all on board. We all know where we're going. And yeah, we can all enjoy the journey. That's what I'm thinking.
Fabulous. Katrina, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you on. I've really
Oh,
enjoyed
thank
that. Sorry
you.
about the interruptions from the dogs and the
Oh,
dog
not at
guy.
all. No, that's life. That's what
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah.
It's been
Um,
really lovely meeting you.
yeah, really nice to have you on. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Only 1 in 3 UK entrepreneurs are female, and men are 5 times more likely to scale past £1 million in turnover than women. When we match them, we'll add 250 billion to the UK economy and create millions of jobs. And that's why Scale Her Up exists, to change those numbers one business at a time. Thank you for listening today. If this episode helped you, please follow the show, leave a review, and share it with another female business owner who needs to hear it. Join our Scale Her Up Facebook community and connect with me, Brenda Hector, on social media. I love hearing which episodes resonate with you. You're capable of more than you think. Keep going. We're scaling her up together.